My name's Doreen. I'm a BSV here. That means Bereavement Support Volunteer. I'm also a supervisor here, which means that I look after 3 or 4 BSVs, because when you're working with people, you have to see your supervisor about once a month just to unload your cases and discuss maybe difficult cases, and to help you also to clear your own head. And I'm also part of the management committee of Cruse. Our strapline is somewhere to go when someone dies, and that's exactly what we do here. People who have lost a loved one, sometimes within families, they don't want to talk to each other, so they can come here to a safe environment where they can express themselves in any way that they need to. Some people cry a lot, some people are very angry, some people come in and say nothing. It's just to give them a safe, confidential space to express themselves in whatever way they need to. The theory is there are 5 stages of grief, but those do not happen in linear form. People can be angry one day, they can be very sad the next, they can be depressed the next. Our job here is to reassure people that they are not going mad, that the feelings that they have, all these conflicting feelings, are part of this awful journey that they're on, and you have to treat each client individually, because each one comes with their own agenda. And sometimes you would talk about the different stages, but sometimes people just aren't ready for that. It just depends on the client themselves. Some just need 3 or 4 sessions. Some have to come for week after week after week after week, because some people, they need to tell their story over and over and over again until they believe it for themselves.
I had some counselling with a private counsellor, but I was in a situation where obviously I could afford to do that, and not everyone was in that situation, and that's why Foyle was so important, because not everyone can afford it. And I think, having been through bereavement myself and the experience of it, and also seeing other people go through bereavement close to me, it's a tremendously difficult thing to deal with. And people, my father and I, we lost a mother. My mother, his wife, obviously, and my dad really struggled. They've been together from the age of 14, and they've been together for like nearly 60 years, over 60 years. And to lose someone that's been that close to you, it's just incredibly difficult to know what to do for the best. Because you're lonely, you miss that person. Yeah. And it doesn't matter how long you've been with the person, it's very, very difficult to know what to do with. And that's why Cruse is so important, because it provides an essential service. It gives people opportunity to talk to someone who can help them. You're not going to solve everybody's problems. That's not what it's about. It's about giving people a platform to get things out. Yeah. And being able to talk is, I discovered a long time ago, after suffering from depression, that bottling it in's not the answer. You need to be able to talk to somebody, and that's so. I've had counselling for lots of different things, and I'm not frightened of counselling. I think counselling is and therapy is vital. Yeah. If you're feeling that you need some help, because it's perfect really for it. It does everything you need it to do, and people only get out of it what they put into it, of course. Yeah. But if you go into it with an open mind, you get a lot out of it.
A lot of people store things at the back of their mind, and they think they have dealt with issues in their head, but the reality is that very often they haven't. I've had people who've come in here after 40 years of bottling something up, and if you keep burying something to the back of the head, what they realise is it doesn't go away, it's still there, so you have to express it in certain ways. I've had to deal with bereavement in my own life, as we all do, and I just think everybody needs a safe place to go to if they're struggling, particularly men, and if I might add, particularly young men, because unfortunately we raise our young men to keep a stiff upper lip and don't be crying like a baby. I mean, I had a client in here a few weeks ago, and he said to me, I cried like a baby. And I said, no, you didn't. You cried like a mature, strong, growing man who's expressing his feelings. So it just helps, particularly the men. You can't ever get over the death of a loved one, but maybe we give them little strategies for dealing with it and building their life around what has happened to them. Nobody ever leaves it behind completely, or nobody ever forgets. And we wouldn't want to forget our loved one, but maybe we just help them a little bit to figure out a way how to live around what has happened to them, if that makes sense. Talk about it. Especially coming up to Christmas. A lot of families, what happens is everybody's suffering within the family, but nobody wants to talk about their loved one in case they upset the other family member. But especially coming up to Christmas, they should set aside a time to celebrate the person's life in some way or other, whether it's raising a toast to them at the dinner table, or lighting a candle, or going together to visit the grave, or whatever. But don't bottle it up. Talk about it. And if you cry, that's not a problem, because crying is a healthy release.
My advice would be talk to somebody. Talk to somebody, whether medically professional, whether it be a doctor, or contact her here at Cruse and talk to someone in reception. They can help you initially. They'll do a referral with you. You'll bring you in for a referral, and then obviously you'll get an appointment from there. But it's more than anything else, it's about talking. Don't bottle it up. Don't mull it in, because it just builds. It builds. It builds. It's like having a headache when you don't take a tablet for it. But at the end of the day, your head feels like it's going to fall off. It's very, very similar. If you're struggling because somebody's passed away that you know, for whatever reason, whether it be old age or whatever, talk to somebody. Find someone to talk to, and eventually it will help you. Might not seem so at first, but eventually it will.